Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or as we like to say here at Shady Acres Woodshop, howdy. Today I have a piece of Japanese maple. This comes to us from Dave at Calmwood Creations. I've never turned Japanese maple before. This is about a 10-inch diameter by about 4 1/4 on one edge down to about 3 inches on another edge. So it's pretty out of balance. The best I can do is about 550 RPM. I'm going to grab my 5/8 inch bowl gouge, which I just put a fresh edge on. I'm going to put my mask and face shield on. I might need a glove, but we'll see how it goes. And we're going to get to making a wonderful bowl out of this beautiful Japanese maple. Stand by. Well, in an effort to get it more in balance, I'm going to work on the edge over here. Now we can pick the speed up. Yeah, now we're talking. That's 1,000 RPM. Get just a little closer here. Oh yeah, that's going to have some beautiful grain in it. Let's start chipping away at this corner. I'm going to put my glove on. Now here's where I always come to a stop, and where I always wish I was an artist or had an artist's vision or something. I'd like to do some nice shape for this, but I don't have a clue what a nice shape is. I just don't know. Maybe that's why I like turning bark on pieces, natural edge pieces, because the wood shows, shows the art. It's not dependent upon the turner. And in this case, I mean, it's beautiful wood, no doubt about it. It's gorgeous wood. Wow. I mean, look at that grain. That is something. Well, you can't see it because I got the camera too close. Sorry. Anyway, this grain along here, it's gorgeous. It's got some ribbon grain going on in there. Some nice little knots. So we still have the nature of the wood to guide us, but it's plainer than what I usually turn, and you don't have to be an artist to do what I do. And now here I need to come up with something. Come on, somebody yell out some shape. Come on, I can't hear you. Now you can see what I'm talking about a little bit better. Look at this. This is just beautiful, beautiful grain. So nice. It's got chatoyance going on before it even has a finish. So I'd like to do something special with this, but I don't know what special is. This is where people that think I'm wonderful in my turning are gonna find out the real truth. I'm just a chisel holder. Just a chisel holder. Well, I'll think of something. Boy, I wish I could hear you. I know you're all yelling out, hey, this kind of shape, that kind of shape. I can't hear you. Well, I guess while I'm deciding what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to smooth off the bottom, mark out for my tenon, maybe create the tenon, and that'll give me a better idea of how much room I have to work with here. I may go with an OG shape on the sides, or I might just dish it out. I don't know what that style's called, but dish it out so that it's narrow here and wide up here and dished in the middle. So I'm just going to smooth off the bottom and create a tenon. It's on a woodworm screw, that's why I'm able to do that. Just cleaning it up a little bit is all. And now we'll go to work on a profile of some sort or another. We'll try about 1700. Gotta get my glove on. I'm going to sharpen up. Because this top is so uneven, the top of the bowl here, I'm going to come over here and take my square point carbide tip tool and just come straight in and even off that top, because I don't know where to stop with what I'm doing, whatever it is I am doing. I haven't figured that part out yet either. I think that got it. Yep, okay. Now we know where the top is. And get back to the side profile. Is that ribbon grain? Is that what they call that? Ribbon grain? Pretty. Well, I'm going to sharpen up again because I'm not happy with the finish I'm getting here. I'll be right back. And I'm going to sharpen again. This is pretty hard wood, very dense. That was better, but I know I can do better than that. Hang in there. I have an idea in mind for this area, that's why I'm leaving it the way it is. Boy, I just can't, it must be me, because that was pretty sharp. I'm gonna do it again, I'm gonna sharpen up again. Yeah, I'm going to sharpen again. Maybe I'll, boy, I don't like that crack. There's a crack here as well. There's a big crack in the top, but I think we're going to cut most of it away to make the bowl. But I think I'm going to kind of square off this edge a little bit. No point in having it as sharp as a knife. Okay, we'll go with that. Time for sanding. So I'm starting off at 80 grit as per usual, even though it probably didn't need 80 grit, but that's just where I like to start. I don't want to see any tool marks or anything. And I'll work up through 400. I'm a little disappointed this crack right here goes up to the top and continues on towards the center. I hope it doesn't get any worse. It's such a pretty piece of wood. I was hoping that this one on top would dead end. It looked like it did, but here it is now. So I can live with that if it doesn't get any worse. Yes, I could fill it. I'm not going to. I don't like to. And you can't make me. But anyway, so I'll be standing here for, this shouldn't take very long, about a half an hour. And then we'll decide on a finish to put on here. See you back in a bit. Okay, I think I just barely have enough room to do this. Boy, that's some hard wood. It doesn't want to let me make a very deep impression. Well, it made an impression anyway. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Boy, that's some pretty wood. Let's just hope it sticks together. I decided to go with Howard Feed and Wax on this piece. I think that will give it a nice glow. It already has a nice glow. It just about doesn't even need a finish, but of course, got to put something on there. So that's next. Okay, I'll come back here in about 20 minutes and buff that up, and then it'll be time to turn it around, put it in the chuck, and start hollowing it out. See you then. Turn the piece around and have the tenon mounted up in the jaws of the chuck. We do have this crack here. It's always been there. On this side, it shows down about 2 inches on the outside, which is quite a little ways. On this side, maybe a 1/4 inch. So it's entirely possible this whole thing's just going to split in half. I don't know. I sure hope not, because it sure is pretty wood. So I've got my 5/8 inch bowl gouge all sharpened up. I'm going to put on my mask and face shield. We're going to be turning at 1800 RPM. I think I might leave this wide rim on here just to try and hold the piece together. I'm going to sharpen up. I better measure that bottom. We're at about 3/8 of an inch. Boy, you know, this is the kind of piece where I would make really thin sides just to lighten it up and make it more elegant, because it's so beautiful. That green is so beautiful. But I'm just scared about the crack. So I've got walls here that are about 1/2 inch thick, and that just drives me nuts, but I think I'm stuck with it. And it has lengthened. This crack right here has lengthened on the outside. It's down about 3 inches out there. Just about as far as it goes on the inside. It's about to here. This one here seems to have gotten better. It's mostly gone. What do you call that? Is that quilted? It looks quilted. Quilted grain. In any event, it's beautiful. Well, I think I'm about ready to scrape. God, that's beautiful. Gee whiz. That is just something, huh? Don't see that every day. At least I don't. Alright, I'm going to put a fresh edge on my scraper and we'll scrape. Okay, time for sanding. So I'm starting at 80 grit. I'll work up through 400 grit, and I'll bring you back when it's time to put the finish on the inside. Well, let's have a little look, see what this does for us. Doesn't really change the color much, which is pretty nice. That's quilting, right? Is that quilting? Quilting grain? Quilted grain? Whatever it is. It's nice. So I'm going to let that set up for 20 minutes or so. Buff it up, and then it'll be time to turn it around and remove that tenon. See you back here in a bit. Okay, tenon removal time. I'm just going to take this block of wood with a piece of non-slip material on it and put that on my woodworm screw. And then I'll put the bowl over that. Bring up my tailstock. Still have the center hole there for reference. We should be lined up really well. We'll check it in a minute. Bring up the tool rest. Spin it up a little bit. See how it runs. Pretty good. So I'm going to grab a 3/8 inch standard grind bowl gouge and just begin removing this tenon. check for clearance. Good clearance. So I'm going to leave this little area raised up like it is. But I see I did a poor job when I was making the tenon, I guess. I didn't do a very good job right here. So I have to do a little bit of chisel work to smooth that out. Now I'm going to switch to a 3/8 inch swept back gouge to complete the removal. And get just a little bit closer here with my tool rest. And slow the speed down. That was 600, now we're going to go to about 300. Actually, I'm jumping the gun here a little bit. Because of the repair that I had to make, the chisel work I had to do, I'm not going to be able to sand that off the lathe because I have a little dip in there now, which is okay. Actually, I think it looks good, but I won't be able to sand it off the lathe. So I'm going to sand it right now. I'm just going to grab a couple of my 2-inch sanding discs and smooth that out, and I'll catch this area here at the same time, and then we'll finish. I'll do that off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, I got it all sanded up, and I got the finish on there. Not on here because I have to sand this after I'm done here, but the finish is in that groove. I'm going to turn the speed down to about 200 RPM. I'm going to push the bevel of the gouge against the bottom of the bowl. And I'm going to put my right hand on the gouge only and my left hand on the switch. And when that little nub stops turning, then we're done. Like that. And I'll take this over to the workbench and sand it up. Well, here it is, one Japanese maple bowl in the books. That's got some nice grain going on in there, don't you think? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got the little decoration on the base there. That's just some beautiful stuff. There's the bottom all finished up. Japanese maple. What a pretty piece. Thank you, Dave and Clarissa from Calmwood Creations, for donating this piece today. Oh, look at that. My gosh. Whew. It's a beauty. If you like this video, thumbs up please. I'd sure appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, thank you very kindly. I truly appreciate that. If you're not a subscriber, you might consider becoming one. I put out regular videos about one a week, and I'd like to keep in touch. Your comments are always welcome, and I respond to all of them. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.